guys. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but my boyfriend is no longer on the Orioles. This is Cory, and this is the Anthem podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob. Oh, the tragedy.
We didn't touch on it last week because I was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it.
I did, yeah.
I kind of took it out on the audience by calling them disgusting, pathetic little babies up front. It was inappropriate of me, but...
Listen, Alec Baldwin, calm down with this. Things are recorded.
Shut up, you little fat piggy.
But it's you had a bad history with these relationships in your sports teams. They don't take into account your emotional connection.
I think I had a good one with Brian Roberts. He was
Right.
around for a while. He did well.
Yeah, but then like in typical form, who did he date after?
Right.
Come on.
He dated the one that I didn't want him to date.
The only other person
Yeah.
you don't want him to date, but then you know she ruined him, so that's good.
I still win. He was best when he was with me.
Right.
Go through prior relationships and see how much better they are with me than they were with... Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, so next year, Nolan, when you're with the Milwaukee Brewers and you're the fifth outfielder.
And then...
remember how great you had it with me.
Pernell McPhee.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what the...
How that's going to happen. Yeah, we don't see how that's going to work. But we'll see.
If we picked individual defensive players for the draft, I might take McPhee.
Yeah. Happy draft day to everybody, because I know a couple of people are doing their draft today. We're doing our draft today.
Yeah.
Today as recording, not today as you're listening. But
It'd be weird to have a Tuesday draft.
I would do... it was weird to do it last year.
Though if we did, I would just the whole time just go like, going up
on a Tuesday. Well, we did it on a Saturday.
In the club acting like she's choosing.
We did it on a Saturday, I think, last year, and I still was late and auto-drafted 3 kickers in the first 3 rounds. 3 kickers and a defense. I had the killer team last year. Had to make it on the waiver wire. So we need to make sure we are on time so we can get to the draft to make sure that I don't auto-draft kickers.
We're going to be there early.
Yeah, good.
I want to get all the food in my belly before other people get there.
Sit there and be like, ugh, all right, I'm ready to draft.
4 whole pizzas.
But
just make bad pizza
pizza decisions.
Yeah.
I just want to...
It's like other people drink and make bad decisions. I eat too much pizza and make bad decisions.
I don't want you to get into the food coma, and when you pass out, it's like, don't wake him up. He's auto-drafting kickers.
I'll have my laptop on the table, and I'm too lazy to get up, so I just have a stick, and I'm just like... Whoever I hit.
It can't be any worse than picking a team.
Cory, you just drafted Ryan Leaf. How's that even possible?
Can't be any worse than drafting a team based on how attractive you find the players. Anyway.
Yeah, so I guess we should talk a little bit about this Ravens.
The big game. So, again, we are your
Battle of the Beltways.
We are your Baltimore podcast. So, well, just to touch on the Orioles, anyway, on to the Ravens. Although we're only 3.5 back in the second wild card,
that's what's so infuriating. We're so realistically, we should be out of it,
right?
And it feels like we're out of it based off how the team's playing.
We've lost 13 in the last 15.
Yeah,
God, but everybody else is doing bad too. So,
I mean, if we really just crush it, then we can get back into it. And
not the division though.
I mean it's 10 games back on the division. That would take a insurmountable. But it's like
come on, Rockies! We got a Rockies run in us.
At least we're better off than the Nationals.
Oh yeah,
because they're just as far out of the East. I think they're like 6 or 8 games out.
Right,
we're 10.
But the wild card's even further out.
Yeah, the wild card. No, I'm sorry, that's the way. They were 10 games out of the wild card,
right,
and 6 out of the division.
And they have no heart. I caught a little bit of the game, and I'm like, good lord,
so bad. I don't get it.
And did you see that they pulled
on paper they were so good?
They pulled the bobblehead. There was some kind of controversy about the bobblehead.
Well, it was terrible. They got it, and they were just like, listen, this isn't acceptable. It's something we give away to free for fans.
Right? Yeah. How bad does that have to be? When you're like, we're not giving us. Yeah, but the Orioles...
I think what happened, it was a Jason Worth bobblehead.
Yeah.
It was he had a walk-off home run in the playoffs a couple years ago.
Right.
And the famous picture is him jumping onto home plate.
Hair up.
Yeah. Going crazy. And there were a lot of great... You should put him in the video of him riding a motorcycle into the crowd and stuff like that. But I think what it was they, instead of Jason Worsehead on it for the bobble part, it was Johnny Damon, and everyone knew.
Oh, they just put somebody's face?
They did. No, it's not real. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, the company was just like, oh, let's just get rid of these Johnny Damon faces. Boop. And it's just like, we know the difference.
I would.
Johnny Damon and Jason Worth look nothing alike. 2 pictures side by side.
Yeah.
Nothing alike.
Well, yeah. So, but they're out of it. The team can tell. I always hate when you see that. Like, when the team's like, we're out of it, so... Yeah, and then the Orioles aren't out of it, but they're kind of playing like they are out of it, which sucks.
I kind of feel like Buck needs to have like a meltdown.
Yeah, like Earl Weaver, like get out there and just like kick some dirt on somebody and be like, "Listen, I think you're an all right person, but I got to motivate this team somehow." So do something. I
wonder if there's ever been because you know how Buck got his nickname. From being buck naked in the clubhouse.
I did not know that.
That's how they came up with it. Because his real name is like William Nathaniel Showalter.
Yeah, I just figured it was
So Buck is...
something he wanted to
Buck
say.
Is from being naked in the clubhouse when he was a player.
Sure.
And so maybe it would be like a really good motivation for him to just go out there and just start ripping off, like, take off the jacket and then take off the jersey. Start going for the pants and just have everybody... No.
I want to see some runs, boys. Every inning we don't score a run, something's coming off.
Take off an article of clothing.
It's the opposite of Major League. It's like, keep it on. We need to keep it
on. Picture of Buck in the clubhouse with "You guys stink."
Anyway, so football season starting. And this week was the Ravens, Battle of the Beltway, Ravens and Redskins.
Yeah.
And first of all, I just want to say, shut up, fucking Redskins fans. It's the preseason.
Seriously.
And we pulled our starters after one of your starters decided to pile drive probably our third wide receiver.
At the moment.
Yeah. Right. But you decided to pile drive him, and it caused an argument. And then our response was, let's take the starters off the field because it's not worth losing our starters to this piss-ass little team that's not going to go anywhere this season.
Yeah, full of unsportsmanlike little babies.
Right. So then you left your starters in for the remainder of the half, and...
caught up.
Right,
and then
caught up.
Your third and fourth stringers beat our third and fourth stringers.
Good for you. Yay. Welcome to the preseason. So, and you won 41-30. I don't think we scored any more points, right? 41-13.
Yeah.
So that's great. Good for you. You won a preseason game with your third string.
And I've maintained, just like we talked about with the, hey, Chris Davis just laid on a bunt.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, when... there was the long kickoff return to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, like 97 yards or whatever. Yeah.
There was they started with 2 pass plays, and I could read it from the go. Like They were just like, all right, well, we're on the 2-yard line. Let's see if we can work on our short length goal line passing offense.
Right.
Because when are we going to have this opportunity to do it in a game that doesn't matter?
Right.
So might as well
against
do
a
it
team
now.
that doesn't matter, by the way. Let's be honest. Yeah.
The Redskins are pretty much, I think, eliminated from playoff contention already.
Well, they got $11 million sitting on the bench in a T-shirt. So,
what a fucking shit show that is, too.
It's like
Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden is just like this far away from just being like, "Fuck Robert Griffin III."
No, really.
But somebody's gonna come up to him and just be like, so you said that he's going to be out for week 1. What do you think the chances are of him playing week 2? It's just like, no. Listen, fuck Robert Griffin III. I didn't sign up for this bullshit.
Right. I saw a meme with from that Bruce Willis movie with Samuel L. Jackson. Unbreakable.
Oh.
And it has Robert Griffin's face as Samuel L. Jackson, who is Mr. Glass in that movie. It's just like freaking hell. But God. It's a wreck. And I see him, he didn't dress. He's in a T-shirt on the sidelines. Come on.
And I think this was the last year. Last year was Ray Rice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we talked about it on the podcast.
By the way, might get picked up by the Bills, apparently. He's in talks with the Bills.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
He's a good football player. Pick him up.
I think he's gotten way more than he deserved as far as...
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he made a horrible mistake.
Right.
He should be punished for it.
Yeah.
But I think he was.
And by the way, American public, we've decided that beating your wife, not okay. Ray Rice is the worst man in the world.
Yeah.
But beating your kids, totally fine because Adrian Peterson is number 1 in most of the fantasy drafts that I've looked at. So beating your kids with a stick, totally okay. Beating your wife in an elevator, a grown woman, and we talked about it last year. So whatever, leave it there. But that's not okay.
Maybe it was a crime of environment.
Could be that too.
Like because he beat his wife in public.
True. So beat your kids in private.
Yeah.
That's the lesson here.
Just like I'm not even gonna go there. I had horrible thoughts in my head.
I'm gonna fine you $1.
Damn it! I actually need that. I have bills to pay.
But yeah, so
$1 was in my eating budget.
But yeah, so the preseason, I think the Ravens look good. I mean, the Joe Flacco's first drive.
Joe Flacco.
His first drive looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And Steve Smith, man.
That move that he had on that, like, it wasn't even like a slick move. It was just sort of like
stutter step.
No. I love Steve Smith.
And then, I like how did you notice he kind of slowed down the closer he got to the end zone?
Yeah,
just keeping distance with the pursuer. He's just like, I'm not going to stress myself. I'm going to keep you exactly 5 yards behind me. Oh, you're going to slow down? Okay, me too. All right, and I'm in. Okay, here's the ball. Thanks.
And the Snapchat his son sent out was great. Thanks, NFL, for letting me watch a game with my dad.
Okay, and so
how fucking cool must it have been to like be sitting in that area though, and just like all of a sudden Steve Smith shows up and it's just like,
"Hey, everybody,
you're the man."
And by the way, after he gets tossed out, comes out.
Yeah.
Gives a little to do. He's standing O as he leaves. Were you at the game?
Yeah,
of course you were at the game. Yeah. It gives a little gets a standing O, does a little flourish, leaves. Everybody else gets booed.
But what really upset me was I was watching the play very closely on the field, and I saw the tackle, and I was like, just even in the, like, however far away I am from the action there.
Very close. Very close.
Well, I mean, it's probably like 100 yards away.
I don't think that's far away. How was it on the other end of the field?
It was on the 50 or so, I want to say. It was close to midfield.
I said maybe you were 100 yards away.
And then I mean, like, there's another 50 between the field and me.
Right, yeah.
Kind of thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know, even from that distance, I saw the tackle, and I said, like, Jesus Christ, he could have killed that guy.
Yeah. And unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Like, you had him down, and then you
had him wrapped up.
Yeah.
And then you had to drive his head into the ground. Right. And thank God Aiken got up right away.
Right.
But if you could easily break your neck and never play again.
Yep.
Or break your neck and die.
Right.
With that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
and everybody was upset for a reason.
And they didn't show one replay in the stadium.
Oh, of course they didn't.
So, because I'm pretty sure, because we were all collectively pretty upset with the referees for not, like, throwing the book at the Redskins for that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the fight didn't help.
And
But, like, you can't expect the guys not to fight over that.
The other receivers are upset.
Yeah.
And,
it was Crockett Gilmore who really got, like, into it.
Yeah.
But, like, I would, too. Like, you know.
Of course you were going to get upset.
Right.
And you're going to go to your coach and be like, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
I had a whole season ahead of me. This game doesn't mean anything. Get me out of here.
Listen, I'm a valuable fantasy asset. I can't.
There are literally millions of people out there depending on me from week to week.
And then John Harbaugh's like, shut up, Crockett Gilmore. Nobody's drafting you.
Yeah.
I didn't see it until I got home.
Right.
And then when I saw it again, I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah.
That was just as bad as it looked from the go. And that was a worry of mine. Please, for the love of God, just show every replay.
No.
In the stadium.
The stadium would have rioted if they saw that.
Yeah.
That's the reason they didn't show it.
I would have liked that. Well, no, because I was explaining to my dad who wasn't watching what happened. And he's just like, that seems unnecessary. I'm just like, oh, God, show it. Like,
yes.
No, I was,
but it wasn't
looking for it on my phone because NFL.com is stupid and doesn't know how, like... We were watching...
Twitter. You should have gone to Twitter, by the way.
Yeah, but the video is not on Twitter. It's just people explaining, like...
I saw there were freeze frames of the image.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know it's a bad tackle when you can freeze frame the moment when you leave the ground to pile drive somebody into the ground.
Right.
That's not a tackle. That is, you've now made a professional wrestling move.
It's Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
It's not...
Ridiculous. But yeah, so that upset everybody, and justifiably so, and then Steve Smith got tossed out. But the thing is, one thing he brings he's getting a little older, and I know people were saying last year, he's retiring at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But he is doing what Ray did his last season.
He's got the fire in the belly.
Fucking the fire in the belly, and he's inspiring everybody else. And had this been a real game, I think that would have inspired everybody to play harder. But Harbaugh, to his credit, was just like, all right, fuck you guys. Starters off the field. I'm not risking anybody else.
Yeah.
Let's do this. They want to play dirty. That's fine. Our more expendable players can get hurt.
The people will be moving furniture next week.
Right. Yeah.
Where are you? Bryn Renner, where are you? Up front, son.
We need you in the game. Let's go. But yeah, and so then the Redskins left their starters in.
The Ravens take out all their valuable pieces and put in their worthless players. Redskins take out all their valuable pieces and put in their worthless players, including Robert Griffin III.
Yeah, I was gonna say the difference of the
it's just like
the actual paid value.
All right, let's get RG3 in this game. It's like, no, coach, he has a concussion. He's not cleared. I said get Robert Griffin III in this game.
He doesn't even have pads on. I'm okay with that. Send him in.
He's just behind center, like a character from Mortal Kombat right before fatality. It's like, finish him. Robert Griffin III.
Have you seen the movie Necessary Roughness from the 80s? Kathy Ireland plays kicker.
Yeah.
There's one where the guy gets a concussion in the game, and he comes up and he lines up behind the guard, and they tap him over, and he moves over behind the other guard, and that's what I picture. And they snap him the ball, and he stops and looks at the ball, and he's confused about what he needs to do with it. Sack. But
or not another teen movie.
Is that? Oh yeah, with the concussion counter for Billy Ray or Billy Bob or whatever it is. Yeah,
that was good.
2 to go. Yeah,
dead.
Oh, poor Billy Bob. But no,
he had such a promising career ahead of him.
But it's sad, and the Redskins fan at the bar were disappointing about their cheering about that fact. And I'm just like, this is professional football, not professional wrestling. Let's have some couth about it. And
I don't get Redskin fans too.
Well,
number one, your team is horrible.
Yeah.
Just as people, between suing 87-year-old grandmothers, check out the show notes, or any number of the horrible things that Dan Snyder has done,
or the name,
I mean, specifically, it kind of bugs me. There was of the Redskin fans that came in,
mm-hmm.
It seems like the black fans were the ones wearing a big, huge Redskin logo on their chest more than anybody else.
Right.
And I'm just sort of you.
No connections. They don't make the connection.
It's weird. It's just unusual because if we just literally just flipped the script,
yeah,
and it was the Washington Blackskins,
yeah,
would you all be what? Woo!
Yeah. Check
out my white guy in blackface logo.
And historically, there were some teams that were just about that bad.
Yeah,
we could do that. Let's go back and look.
There's no. If you want to, at least teams that have if you call them the Indians,
but you don't use Chief Wahoo,
use
Chief Wahoo.
But I mean, at least when you're saying Indians, you can make some sort of argument for the proud tradition of Indian heritage,
the Seminoles.
Better yet, the Seminoles and stuff like that.
Who, and by the way, the Seminole tribe benefits from all of the stuff that they do.
Yeah,
Chicago Blackhawks, same thing. The tribe actually benefits from the name.
Right.
Those are things I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm not 100% great with it, but I mean, I'm not going to pitch a fight about the Fighting Irish.
Okay, fair enough.
And
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
and that's pretty offensive if you think about it in terms of how drunk and fighty we get.
Right, and it's a Catholic school.
Yeah,
so and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
I guess the Catholic Church.
It's fine. But just particularly Redskins is kind of
yeah,
nobody. If I was Jay Gruden and I yelled at Robert Griffin III and I said, "Hey, Blackie, get over here,"
right.
That would not fly. That story would never end. That would just be
next week on the podcast. Jay Gruden will actually say, "Hey, Blackie, come over here. You're getting in the game."
ESPN would just be 24 hours of whoever. They fired all their main people.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I mean, no Olbermann, no Bill Simmons, no Colin Cowherd.
I don't watch it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But, they'll have NFL Live. Like, Ron Jaworski will just like, we're going live to D.C. with Ron Jaworski. It's just like, yeah, Jay Gruden hasn't said anything offensive yet today, but he did at one point call Robert Griffin III Blackie, and we all have to remember how terrible that is.
Jay Gruden watch. We're out here waiting for the next horrible thing that he says to somebody. Now, keep in mind, we do have players on this team that are from American Samoa, who are African American. We do have a couple of actual American Indians on the team, so we'll wait and see.
Because technically, to speak of the proud heritage of the team, they have to have at least 2 Indians on there. They're kickers, backup kickers.
Just, the whole thing is a mess, but I can't. The Redskins fans,
Chief point after touch.
But Redskins
Their
fans,
name is Redskins, and you're upset about my joke about Chief point after touch. Really? That's the part you're gonna get it? Oh, really?
Too soon. I have a single tear that's dropping down my cheek.
When the NFL expands to Carson City, and it'll be like the Japanese internment camps or something like that, like
Jesus Christ. What if it was like the Carson City Japs?
Carson City Japs.
Oh my God. Like that, but that's exactly the same thing. It is a derogatory term that's not negative on its face, not the N-word, but it's derogatory.
And N-word is such an extreme.
Yeah.
All the racial epithets which go like that far are like you just can't obviously do that.
Carson
like,
City crackers.
Yeah,
also
but
derogatory, but
it's like on that second line.
Right.
But it's like one of those things like if you were on the street, if you were in like a shady alley and then somebody started walking towards you, like if I was just in a shady alley and I saw a Native American walking down the street and I was just like, "Hey, Redskin."
Yeah.
Like how well over do you think that would go?
Not well.
If I said like, "Hey, buddy," "Hey, man," "Hey, sir," whatever the case may be. Yeah. Like, that would be fine. Those are completely regular, normal things to say to somebody.
Not Redskin.
But if I'm just like, "Hey, Redskin," some black guy walking down the alley, I'm just like, "Hey, darky." Like, if I do any of that shit, then...
Not okay.
Yeah, like, there's like a 50% chance that person's going to beat the ass of me.
Beat the ass of you?
Yeah. I was starting to say beat my ass, and then I just lost it, so...
That's the eye of the dog draft. That's what that is. But anyway.
Speaking of Indian names, though, the Atlanta Braves.
I was going to say, it's for those of people who might not be sports ball inclined.
Yeah.
Horrible things happened. I guess it was a Braves fan, right?
Cause it was a Yankee fan.
Well, because I thought he was a season ticket holder at Turner Field.
No.
Oh, I thought they were saying...
Okay, so here's the story I read.
Okay, go ahead.
I guess let's not bury the lead.
Yeah.
Last night... So Saturday night,
yeah.
Yeah. At the Braves-Yankees game, the first sellout of the year for the Braves, fan fell from the upper deck and landed on the lower deck and died.
Not immediately either.
Not immediately. There was 5 or 10 minutes where they were trying to revive him, and they put him on a bodyboard and brought him out, and the game stopped and everything like that. He died later, I think, at the hospital or on the way to the hospital.
Yeah.
But apparently what had happened was he was a Yankee fan who got excited when they announced Alex Rodriguez as the pinch hitter.
Yeah.
And jumped up and started screaming and then lost his balance and fell off the upper deck.
Okay, he was a season ticket holder for the Atlanta Braves because he lives in Atlanta, but he is a Yankees fan, apparently. So,
okay.
Yeah. Happy the Yankees were in town. Or happy to see Alex Rodriguez, I guess. But lives in Atlanta, so he has season tickets to the Atlanta Braves.
Doesn't Alex Rodriguez done enough?
He's now killed.
Yeah.
Can't we just
He's now responsible for death.
Well, and so my concern was I heard that and immediately thought of opening day from 2 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago?
Well, we were at opening day 2-3 years ago, and Kent got drunk. And
I was going to leave out that detail. I was just going to say that there was an accident.
Kent tripped.
Right. You've already let out the cat out of the bag.
So here was the story. Rob goes, I guess it's like the 6th inning or something like that.
Yeah.
Alcohol sales about to cut off soonish, and you wanted to get another mixed drink.
Yeah.
And you were just like, I'm going to get a Jack and Diet.
And we got to go down to the bottom level to do that.
Yeah, and you were getting up to leave, and then you left, and then like a solid 3.5 minutes after you were gone, Kent's just like, I think I'm going to go with Rob. And then he gets up, and he's trying to squeeze his way through the row.
The crab shuffle.
Yeah, do the little crab shuffle. And he loses his balance and starts flipping over seats.
Down
the section.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were only in the 4th or 5th row.
Right.
And there was nobody in front of us for whatever reason.
And there's a fence and a railing.
Yeah. And he hit the fence and railing pretty hard. But didn't go over the end.
Right.
Which is great.
But, dong, then stopped.
And everybody, immediately was just like, oh my God, are you okay?
But so close, and this guy is, accidents happen. And apparently this is the 4th person who's fallen at Turner Field.
Well, and somebody fell 2 years ago, but I think they ruled that one a suicide.
Yeah, he jumped on purpose. He
Yeah.
told, later on when they went to his house, they found that he said that he wanted to die. He was a Braves fan. He wanted to die the one place he was ever happy or something like that. I can't imagine. And a horrible way to die. Not high enough that you just die from the fall. That's like, I'm going to jump and aim for something hard. That's how that is. That's no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, that's a recipe for no.
I feel like if I were to commit suicide, I'd want to do it in a way that was as little pain as possible.
And most likelihood of success.
Yeah.
Jumping from a mediocre height.
if you shoot yourself through the brain.
Yeah.
Or through the brainstem, that's pretty much done immediately.
Yeah.
You probably don't even feel that.
Nobody would be able to tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the problem is that Fight Club, you don't want to muck it up and shoot yourself through the side of the head.
Right. But I also don't want to I don't know. I don't want to jump off a building and then land on a fence like that.
Although to be fair, once you hit terminal velocity, it would probably tear you in half straight down. And with enough force, I don't think you would even feel it. Because I think it would happen so quickly, it'd be just like a meat cutter.
I had many a dream where I was on a tightrope and it was way up in the air.
Yeah.
And I fell and I had the feeling of falling.
Jerk.
And then when I wake up, it was when I hit the ground and I was just ah! I used to have that dream all the time. I wonder if it's
the worst part.
If it says something about me.
The worst part would be the jumping off the building and then hitting the flagpole. After you jumped
10 feet down,
hitting something to slow yourself
and then
down,
starting to wildly spin out of control.
Not good. Because the other good thing is if you jump off something high enough, then you actually can suffocate before you hit because you can't get any air into your lungs. It decompresses your lungs. So,
well, we got that going.
After that depressing conversation, let's talk about something that's more uplifting.
All right.
Which of the more uplifting stories do you want to talk about?
What do we have?
Let's talk. We could either talk about the Kentucky clerk, who, despite a mandate from all levels of the courts, decided she's not going to do her job and just not issue any wedding licenses to avoid
gay or straight.
To avoid giving gay couples licenses, or the crazy person in Virginia who killed his coworkers live on television. So which one of those uplifting stories should we touch on next? You decide right after this.
I guess...
Welcome to America.
It used to be that every once in a while we would have an... See, the problem is there's not much to talk about, with really interesting stories.
Well, no good stuff happens.
Well, I mean, good stuff is so disposable.
But, okay.
So there's a video I was watching for several hours the other day.
Yeah.
Of a dog, a really cute puppy... who's just shaking his head back and forth like this.
You spent several hours watching this video?
Well, it was cute.
Okay.
It was great.
Okay.
But I mean, we can't talk about that in length on the podcast.
No.
Because people would just stop listening.
Right.
Nobody wants to hear 15 minutes of me going oh my God, he's so cute, and his face, his little tiny nose, and his ears.
I would really like to get you drunk and just live stream you watching that video.
Just a random compilation of dog videos on YouTube, and I'm just oh my God, look at that one!
As many corgis as
look
possible.
Look at that little boy!
As many corgis as possible.
Or burners.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
No, I played with a Chihuahua hybrid last night that was like this big, and it's not getting any bigger than that. I was like, I would not want this around my house. I would end up stepping on it. I would end up kicking it. It would fall off of something. This is too much responsibility.
Well, I walk into my house so many times with like many things in my arms.
Yeah.
So like I know, like the little dog would just be like, and I'd just like kick it.
Oh, and it was silent. It didn't bark at all.
Oh, thank God for that.
But I was just like, this is like a death trap. I would trip over it or I would kick it and kill it. This is not a good dog for me. And I don't watch the cute dog videos anyway. So,
well, the dog from the Taco Bell video is dead.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
But I mean, like, what good stuff is happening in the world? Cops are getting shot. People getting shot by cops. The economy's in the shitter because China overvalued, or Greece over benefited their people, or we spent $135 billion on a plane that can't shoot, doesn't have a gun to shoot, and Russia just displayed their new stealth fighter, which, by the way, we can't shoot down with the new jet that we just spent $135 billion on. There's no good news. Everything's just going down.
Chris Christie learned nothing throughout the entire period of the NSA spying since September 11th.
And Chris Christie apparently found a video of me from 2006 making a joke and decided to make that national policy.
Make that actual news.
For those who may be watching the presidential stuff, I said in 2006 as a joke that when people came in on planes and they had like a temporary visa, that we should just RFID chip people, and then when their visa ran out, we could just find them and just ship them off. And then Chris Christie says, as a presidential candidate,
like an actual
policy would be to hire the guy from FedEx so that he can chip people, and then we can find them and deport them if we need to.
There was a article I saw too, which was just like 10 things that Trump has said about women. Yes, he is actually running for president.
Yes.
And like, have you read the...
and I've read that, and the gospel according to Trump.
Yeah.
Which is, but no.
Well, the one in particular where the woman was just like talking about Miss USA, and it's just like, do you want like, what is it about beautiful women or something like that? And it's just like, well, I mean, I could make a PC answer, but you know, this is about beauty.
Yeah.
Like, this is about celebrating beauty. I mean, like, you wouldn't have your job if you weren't beautiful.
Right.
And stuff like that. I'm just like, wow.
How about I'd fuck my own daughter if she wasn't my daughter? How about any of the millions of things that he said? I found 199 Trumpisms that like are like the greatest things Trump's ever said. And yes, he's said these things. And
yeah.
It's just like thing after thing that's just like, I'm super rich. I don't have to brag about being rich because I'm rich. And I'm like, what? What the fuck's wrong with you? And this man's running he's leading the polls for president of the United States. And Bernie Sanders trailing Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
But that's why there's no good news, because everything sucks, and everybody's concerned about everything else.
Well, I guess let's just talk about the Virginia shooting.
Okay.
I guess we'll just...
So go ahead and tell me how you're going to take my guns away. Come on.
All right.
You gun snatcher. Come on, Obama. Tell me how you're taking my guns away.
Oh, you mean the president who's done less than any other president in the last 20 years as far as taking your guns away?
Yeah. Thanks, Obama.
You know, Bush has taken away more guns than Obama has.
Yes, I do know that.
So,
so for those of you who...
Good going on all you people who think that Obama is
taking
snatching your gun.
He actually let the assault weapons ban.
Yeah, you remember that Bush guy? He did a lot more.
Yeah. So for those of you who live under a rock, apparently, was it Thursday? Wednesday? Thursday?
I thought it was Tuesday.
Was it earlier?
Because I feel like it came out like the day of the podcast.
Maybe.
I was just like, oh no, it was Wednesday because I released it late, but we didn't do the social media stuff until Wednesday.
Yeah, so early Wednesday morning, a video crew for a CBS affiliate in Virginia was doing a live broadcast from, I guess it wasn't from the college.
I can't remember what it was exactly, but the woman was there, the reporter with her cameraman and the woman she was interviewing.
Yeah, and one of her former associates who had a fake name when he was on the news, I guess. I didn't really follow that so much.
He had a really odd real name.
So then he went by Bryce Williams or something like that. Anyway, so he just walked up and shot them on live TV. and apparently was on Facebook in the hours beforehand.
Did you see the video that he shot?
Yeah, the one of him shooting.
Yeah.
And I got problems with all that stuff, but I'll keep my conspiracy theories to myself. But nonetheless, doesn't really look like him. But anyway, it's a white hand and a blue checkered shirt, and he's clearly a black man who was wearing black, but that's neither here nor there. He's also...
he's a light-skinned black guy, though.
Yeah, but there's pictures of him actually holding guns in other pictures, and it doesn't match the hand that you see in the video.
Yeah.
And also, he's shooting a relatively high-caliber gun, and the reactions of the person doesn't react correctly. You don't see any spray, arterial spray. You don't see the reaction of the... Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's just assume that everything is on the up and up, and as it seems to be. He walks up and he shoots them, and then takes police on a wild chase and shoots himself. The one comment I would like to make is the police shut down his Facebook and Twitter accounts where he was basically directing them to where he was.
Right.
Why would you do that? He's like, driving down I-81, fuck the police. And then they shut down his Twitter and don't let him keep posting about where he is. Let him keep telling you where he is.
I'm on I-81 right now. Oh, man, Cracker Barrel. Maybe we'll stop there for lunch.
Right? Let him tell you where he's going to be. Like, don't shut down the account. And I get why they did that, but let him keep telling you.
They don't want people sensationalizing his actions.
Yeah, but they're going to do that anyway. Everything always exists forever online. And it's not like... The video that he shot was secret. They took down his Facebook to try and keep the video from popping up, but once it's there, it always exists.
Yeah.
And I've seen it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that you took it down.
Yeah.
But we lose...
I mean, it took a little doing to find it, but...
But we lose the advantage of them being able to say this is where he is right now, because he was dumb enough to be like... driving down I-81 looking for targets of opportunity or something like that.
Well, honestly, he's probably just having a smartphone.
Well, yeah.
It was enough. Like, you could probably just...
Maybe. I don't like the...
Bring, 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 bring.
Hello?
Apple.
Go back a couple weeks and listen to our podcast.
This is Sergeant Jim McNamee from the Virginia State Troopers. I'm trying to find a particular gentleman. All right. Is he kidnapped or in danger? Yep, both.
I don't know if you watch the news lately, but he's a person of interest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to need a warrant for that.
No, I'll kidnap. Yeah, kidnap then, yes.
I have a warrant. Oh, okay. Well, then that's perfectly... Just whenever you get a chance, just mail me a copy of that.
Do you have a warrant number that you can give me? 7. Good enough for me.
That
okay.
checks out. 7 is, in fact, a number.
It is. Anyway, so you were saying earlier, you made some good points, and I want you to reiterate what you were talking about with that.
I love the Sam Seaborn line from The West Wing after Shadow of Two Gunmen, where he says that you buy the gun, you take the gun to the shoot, the live
right.
The live spot on television news, and you don't commit a felony until you pull the trigger.
Right. Don't commit a crime at all.
Yeah.
Until you pull the trigger.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, he's standing there, I mean, I guess pointing.
Technically, when he pulled it out, that would be a crime, I guess.
Right.
Brandishing a weapon.
Right.
But, yeah, no, he does, but he didn't commit a crime until he pulled the trigger.
And I guess he would have to have a concealed permit to, like, have it out and about.
Well, and we don't know that he didn't just have it on him. I mean, if you can walk around with a gun in your hand in public, technically speaking,
I'm not saying it works out well.
Probably not a good idea given the current climate, but technically, even in Maryland, if you have a holster, you don't need a concealed carry permit to carry a weapon in the holster. You just need a license for the gun itself.
Well, I saw a guy walking down Maryland Avenue with a shotgun strapped around his back once.
Right. And as long as it's registered to you and the gun is legal and you have a license to carry it, you can open carry as much as you want. And in fact...
America.
Well... And see, here's the thing. So I got in a discussion related to this. It drifted from Second Amendment to First Amendment, where it was like hate speech. Like in other countries that we consider free, they can't talk about, they can't talk about Nazis. They can't talk about National Socialism. In Europe specifically, hate speech is banned. And I'm like, this is the thing about America, is that you have to take the good with the bad. You have the right to free speech. That means he has the right to free speech.
Right.
And all of these rights are supposed to be absolute. and the right to keep and bear arms, which is a personal right, just like all of the rights in the Bill of Rights. It's you have to take the good with the bad with that.
I just wish there was more of a like. I'm not saying that people can't have guns.
Mm-hmm.
I literally do not care about this issue enough to develop a position.
Right.
If you want a gun, feel free to have a gun.
Okay.
I would very much like to keep psychopaths from having guns.
And I'm all for that.
I don't much care for hunting, but people who do, that's fine.
And eat what you kill. Don't do it for. Yeah, don't kill Cecil the lion. Fucking
like I don't get people who just kill for the sick delight of killing.
Right.
You know, if you have 2 tons of deer meat in your freezer, then fine. But enjoy your venison. But
when the zombies come, you'll be stocked. So
I think that they should have like there has to be something between walking around the street with no gun and owning a gun. There has to be like a middle.
Well, there's a 5-day waiting period on handguns.
But I mean, these don't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be accurately happening because Darren Roof, what was it?
Darren Roof. Yeah.
Darren Roof should have been flagged for something. Like they said, they dropped the ball in his
right. Well,
and then he got a gun, and then he goes into a church and shoots 11 people. Like,
so I'm going to make a comparison for you, and it's one that a lot of people make, and I know people are going to hate me for it, but that's okay. Old lady in San Francisco hits the gas instead of the brake and runs down 27 people in a farmer's market.
Yeah.
Do we look at the car manufacturers and say, listen, why are you making these cars so easily available to these old people? Why are we not doing more to keep these old people out of cars?
No,
out of the driver's seat.
I don't blame Smith & Wesson. I blame the whatever the process is between not owning a gun and owning a gun.
Right. So here's the thing.
So that woman,
Dylan Roof, got a gun because at the time when he got it, he had no signs of the flags.
Right.
So the problem, and the old lady, when she got her license in 1946, had no signs of a problem.
Right.
And the system is built that, like, once you get it, you get it.
Well, I mean...
Now, should that be the way it is? I don't know.
I really think that once you get to a certain age, you have to
100%.
test.
100%. And I am all for psychological testing. One thing we brought up before...
I just go to... Part of owning a gun is you have to go to a licensed psychiatrist.
Okay.
5 times.
All right.
And then during that time, it's like the shrink will do like specific testing.
Yeah.
Like talk about like oh, what do you think about race?
Okay.
And just sort of like
No. Why? So my views on another race limit my ability to have a constitutional right?
No.
But then what does it matter? What does it matter what my view on race is?
Like,
because the First Amendment isn't limited by my ability to thoughts on race.
Like this guy in Virginia,
yeah,
like specifically in his facts, was talking about like, oh, I was completely like as soon as the whole roof thing happened in South Carolina, I knew I was going to be involved in this race war.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying like, if you sit down and this stuff should be like confidential,
right? Like
it shouldn't be like public record, but there should be like sort of like a check sheet.
Okay.
Like, not necessarily like a racist box that you would click, but like something that's just like has leanings towards potential.
But
like,
then you're bringing other person's prejudices in. So as a therapist, I don't like guns. So now I'm looking for every reason in the world not to give you one. It's the same reason why Maryland has very few concealed carry permits. Because the policy of the board is not to give them out. So they're bringing that prejudice in rather than embracing what I feel is the Second Amendment's prerogative, which is that everyone should have one, very few limitations. Rather than lots of limitations and very few permits.
I don't mind the Chris Rock thing either.
Making bullets expensive?
Yeah.
Well, then you have a bunch of people who don't know how to use the guns that they have. That's the problem.
Right.
Because there's no practice.
Yeah.
But, so, I'm not against psychological testing. I'm not against people being weeded out. Not necessarily for having issues with race or anything like that, but certainly psychological problems that lead towards violence, yes.
Maybe it's just me, but I don't think we should be giving stupid people as many rights as we do.
Like the right to procreate. Can we take that one away?
Sure, but I mean,
please? Yes.
I mean, like, if you went
and I
to
use a word like procreate because that way they don't know what I'm talking about.
As long
What's
as
that mean?
As long as he ain't taking away my right to fuck.
No, they can fuck as much as they want.
Yeah, go ahead, fuck.
I'm just going to take the balls away so that they can't, 35,000 a piece.
Chemical castration.
Yeah, shit.
I mean, like, I feel like we spend way too much time defending the rights of stupid people.
Right.
Like, if I went into the... Like, I was going to go buy a gun. Right. So I had to have my 5 psychiatrist meetings that I pay for. This isn't some state thing.
Right.
I go to the person I want. I go to 5 sessions. They sign off on it.
Yeah.
During that...
But then it becomes like getting a weed card in California. Really? Like, you just go to...
to the guy who always gives out guns.
Go to Dr. Jones, and he'll check off the boxes for you and be fine. But to be fair, I think that even there are some people who are would be like, Dr. Jones, even though he always gives them out, would be like, oh, dude, you are fucking crazy. I can't give you a gun permit. So, okay. But let's say you would go to Dr. Jones, he checks off the boxes, and you go.
But I mean, like, if somebody walked in right after me, Cletus walked in right after me, and he's just like, man, I'm so sick and tired of these fucking Mexicans on my property all the fucking time.
Right.
I can't wait to have this gun. I ain't gonna shoot them. I'm just gonna go at their feet like, bam, 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 dance, motherfucker.
Right.
I'd be like, okay, well, maybe he shouldn't have a gun.
Okay.
And then, like, when he goes to the licensing board, he's just like, I didn't say I was going to shoot Mexicans. I don't see why you're taking away my right to have a gun.
Right.
I'd be like, okay, well, just a little flaggy. Just a little bit too much for me.
The standard you have now set...
I don't think we should be... Because what you're essentially doing is saying that stupid people are okay to have the same... I think there's a difference between your everyday normal stupid, like
Donald Trump stupid.
There's there's
a big difference.
There's a difference between like oh god damn it, I put flour in my coffee instead of sugar. God damn it, why do I have these two right next to each other? Why do they look so much alike?
Right.
Like, that's like all right, you're stupid just today. That was a one-time mistake.
I can't wait for your next example. Come on, give it to me. Give me the simile. Give me the simile.
As some guy's running down the street, going like, get out of here, son. Nobody wants your shit. Everyone, I got burned because of your ass.
Firing a gun in the air.
Firing a gun at the sun.
Right.
Like, I don't think that guy should have the same rights as me and you.
I said before, I think that I should automatically get 100 votes, right? I think just if when you go to register for votes, I think that they should put up a sign that says voter registration and voter suffrage.
Yeah.
And if you go to the sign that says suffrage and you're like, isn't this really the same thing? They're like, bonus 100 votes. Right there. That's you get the 100 extra votes just for knowing that fact.
Did I ever tell you the story about the guy I was talking to about the Hillary Clinton Barack Obama primary?
No.
True story. I was got into a conversation about voter registration with somebody. I think it was at like a Jiffy Lube.
Oh,
this is passing the time or something like that. And he said, like, well, you're a registered Democrat, right? I'm like, oh, no, I'm a Republican. He's like, Republican? Why? And I'd be like, well, because the Democratic race is pretty locked up every year, and I want to vote in the election that sort of has more of a...
Yeah.
My vote might actually make a difference.
Right.
And he's just like, oh, what? I think my vote makes a lot of difference. In the Democratic one, I'm just like, oh, okay. He's like, I ain't voting for Bill Clinton again. I'm like...
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm voting for this Obama guy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you realize it's not Bill, it's Hillary. It's like, she can run?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, she can, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Just being the wife of a former president doesn't automatically eliminate you.
Yeah, no, and again, I think that there should be a basic test and you have to pass the test to even get to vote. And then based on your score, that's how many votes you get. I think that would be nice.
Like we talked about the driving test, where if you can text and drive at the same time,
you should be able to text and drive.
Like if you can pass the driver's test while texting, then you're allowed.
Right. And, like, no parallel parking, because I don't fucking text while I parallel park. Let's just do a highway test.
But I can still do it if I needed to.
Probably could.
Like swiping, like just like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, put it down, shift it.
Oh, I have a story to share.
Okay.
This happened in the sidebar. This happened the other day. I was driving to Staples to get stuff for the office.
Was it Staples? Is that where you were getting?
No, actually, it wasn't Staples. It was actually my second trip to Staples because I didn't get something I needed on the first trip, so I was going there a second time.
Yeah.
And it was right before lunch rush at the restaurant, so on my phone was blowing up.
Right.
And my phone went off, and I checked it, but I wasn't even playing with it. I just sort of went all right.
Yeah.
And then I put my phone down, and I hear a honk. And I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. And then a guy in this big, huge, I got a small dick truck, pulls up right next to me.
Right.
And he starts turning. So, this will be great for the video people.
Right.
But he turns towards me, and he's just like, get off your fucking phone! I could just read his lips.
Right, yeah.
Get off your fucking phone! And then he's driving past me, and now he's, diagonal to me. And he literally, turned, all the way around,
leaning,
not facing the road at all. And he's just like, get off your fucking phone! Get off your fucking phone! I'm just this guy is driving backwards. He's not looking at the road at all.
You went,
okay. All he did was, half a second, oh, okay, just an email.
Yeah. He is not looking at the fucking roadway.
Oh, my dick can get bigger in 6 days. That's interesting. Get off your fucking phone! And I'm not even, he literally turned, his entire,
yes.
You're looking at the video right now. This is how he was positioned in his car. Get out the fucking phone! Just really, man? That's
when karma would step in and have the guy in front of him slam on his brakes, so he just, plows into them.
Exactly, but I mean, if with this little move, the check...
Yeah.
If somebody slammed on their brakes all of a sudden, I still have enough time to react.
Still got it, yeah.
Because I look... And I'm just basically boop, done. That's all it took.
And I could look done at, that I could so
look at,
long.
I could look at the time.
Right.
And it would take just as much time.
Changing the radio takes more effort than that.
Right.
And people are so fucking stupid. I don't understand that. When you change your air conditioning, it takes more energy to do that than me checking the time on my phone or seeing what the message was that somebody sent me or anything like that. And I have more experience doing that than...
And not only that, if I didn't have to hide it...
Right. Half of it is me trying to be
half of checking my phone in the car now is doing it underneath the steering wheel all right.
We got to make it difficult.
Looking down at my dick and smiling.
If I didn't have to hide it wouldn't have to be so bad.
Yeah, I mean if it was cool if I could just hold it up in front of me while I'm looking at the road.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, but if I do this then I get pulled over and get a ticket.
What we're saying is that we are special, and we should have special privileges for special people.
So basically what we've drawn down to is that smart people should be given more rights, and stupid people should go fuck themselves.
Yes.
Speaking of which, there's this county clerk in Kentucky that I want to talk about.
Yeah, so she should definitely go fuck herself.
The story flabbergasted me. I don't even...
So, for any of you who haven't followed the story, basically it's this. A woman in Kentucky who is a county clerk whose job it is to issue marriage licenses, amongst other things, but issue marriage licenses. And she, after the Supreme Court ruled, she refused to issue marriage licenses, which was her right, because Kentucky law said, we don't have to do that. Now, Kentucky is one of the states that went up to the Supreme Court.
Kentucky has it in their constitution. Now, fuck y'all!
So... Basically, her standing was, we haven't gotten a rule from Kentucky, so I don't have to do it. So what happened is it came down from the Supreme Court on remand to the Supreme Court of Kentucky, through the Appellate Court of Kentucky, to the local court, back down to her courthouse, and it said, you have to do this. And then she said, fuck y'all, I ain't doing it. So somebody else sued her, and it immediately went up through the appeals, because the circuit court was like, we could do it, and the appellate court said, no, just bring it up here. So we just tell this bitch to do her job.
Yeah.
So she went immediately upward. They said the Supreme Court was clear. You must do this. The mandate is clear. Send it back down. And she said, fine. The Supreme Court says we must treat everyone equally. I am not issuing any marriage licenses to anyone. That's her response. Her response is, I am not going to do the job for which you pay me.
Yeah.
And I think you put it aptly. It's like saying, I'm going to go, I'm going to clock in, I'm going to sit in my office, I'm not going to do any work, I'm going to clock out, thank you for the paycheck. That's
right.
It. And openly, and tell news people, tell everyone that I'm not going to do my job.
Yeah.
What? I can't.
Be like if she worked at McDonald's, which she might next week when she gets fired.
Right.
Like being on the drive-thru, and it's just like, the bell rings when they cross over the thing, and it's just like, hello, is anybody there? I'm not answering drive-thru today. Are you currently working? Yeah.
And the manager says, Bernice, take the order. Nope. Not gonna do it.
I ain't doing it.
Ain't gonna do it.
As long as these gays can eat cheeseburgers, then everybody can eat cheeseburgers.
And so, again, it comes down to her religion does not allow her to issue a marriage license to a gay couple. And so now she won't issue a marriage license to a straight couple because a gay couple could marry. And where does Jesus come into this?
Yeah.
Where is Jesus in all of this? Jesus is your prime motivator, right? As a Christian,
yeah.
It's being Christ-like. Christian means Christ-like. Where is Jesus in this? Jesus said,
at the right hand of his father.
Jesus said, be a bitch. Is that really how it goes? I mean, more importantly,
a letter from Paul to the apostles. And Jesus woke one morning and said, hey, fuck those gays.
One of the lesser-known gospels that you guys haven't heard of before.
Peace be with you and also with you.
But fuck those gays.
But fuck those gays.
Here's the thing. The one thing that I always point to when people bring up the religion thing is I say, Jesus said, give unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. You don't work for a church, bitch. You work for the fucking government.
Yeah.
You work for Caesar. This has nothing to do with religion whatsoever.
At work, I have to do shit I don't want to do all the time.
Nothing to do with gay people.
Right.
I don't want to do work. I would prefer to sit at home and not work at all and get paid for it.
Right.
That's not in the cards.
I don't even get why she has to be in. Like,
right.
If she's not going to do her job, she might as well do it from home watching Ricky Lake.
I know, right? Come on. But no, she goes in just because she wants them to fire her. That's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
And then
it's
Christian coalition is going to come in.
I got fired for being Christian.
Right. Exactly right.
Okay. Couple points. Number one, laws get passed all the fucking time that people don't like.
Yeah.
You think that Christians don't like gay marriage? Well, there's a lot of people who don't like the war on drugs.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's point one. Number two, I don't know how to tell people this without sounding like a horrible dick.
Okay. That's okay.
Christianity is not the official religion of America.
Wait. What?
This is a Christian nation.
It is a
started
Christian
by
nation.
Christians.
It absolutely is.
Guess what?
What?
America has no national religion. America has no national language.
It says in God we trust on our money.
Yeah, but God is kind of like, it's loose and fast with the God rules.
Also, it was put on the money in 1954, which
Yeah.
is way after the country was founded.
Yeah.
And by the way, of the people who signed...
Wait, 1854?
No, 1954.
Oh, so,
yeah.
I mean, our fathers were alive when this happened.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. I mean, we are a young nation, and our fathers are old, but...
Not that
old.
And, by the way, of the people who signed the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, great majority of them identified not as Christian, as agnostic, as, deist, as Christian-like, but not
Ben
Christian.
Franklin was a well-known preacher.
Oh, no. Horror. Whoremonger? No. Yeah, whoremonger?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's the word I meant.
Whoremonger, yes.
Yeah.
Although interchangeable kind of, given the Christians of today. I don't know if you're following this megachurch stuff, but kind of interchangeable. So, Robert Tilton and...
You know what the worst part of the John Oliver Church story was? Anytime I see anybody share anything on Facebook,
yeah,
where it's just like some preacher with some words about the scripture, like now I have to investigate whether or not this guy is a fraud.
No, and they all are.
Oh, no, but I mean, like,
are.
Sometimes you get like a local pastor,
right?
Like, you know, like if your dad put out like daily inspirations or something like that.
Will
do
good work.
Well, Jesus said, "Do unto others the gospel according to Sheik." Like, you guys don't really do the.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
we do the hand and the. That's what we do.
Like the hand hug.
Yeah, it's the shake and the crossover. It's the shake and the top. Yes, the hand hug.
Yeah.
It's
good
the
stuff.
Fellowship instead of the blessing.
Right.
Whatever you guys do.
Good stuff.
But yeah, no, his daily inspiration would also not be just so people don't think my dad's a huge like sexist, racist. He wouldn't say fuck the gays. He doesn't say fuck the gays. So just so that's clear, he's like, oh, you all go do what you want. I don't care. He's like, I don't marry them because I personally just don't support that. I don't think that's in the scripture. But I mean, go live your life, have fun.
Yeah, do what you want.
He's also the guy who was just like, oh, the government really shouldn't be in it. I don't understand why this is an issue. Because getting married in a church is about God. Getting married at the courthouse is about corporation.
Yeah, it's about creating two people into a corporation.
Into a corporation for the state that has tax benefits and allows you to purchase property together.
Yeah, I mean,
we are forming a corporate entity.
Yeah.
No different than a marriage.
Right.
You file papers with the government that allows you to open up a bank account in both of your names.
Yeah.
And to avoid maybe debt on the back end if possible. Like that's exactly what a marriage is. Like
I don't get how me and you can go create a corporation.
Yeah.
And nobody has a problem with it, but a loving gay couple wants to do the same thing, and it's a huge...
Right.
Because Obama isn't like, you know, walking down to the National Cathedral and kicking down the door, and he's just like, now if you don't let these gays get married in here, I'm going to fire you. Like,
and by the way, all the people who hate Obama for it,
yeah,
he has done less for gay rights than... I mean, technically Bush probably did more for gay rights, but he's done nothing. Done nothing for them. Yeah. The Supreme Court has done a lot.
Right.
But, I mean, other than that, he undid Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Actually didn't, though. The Joint Chiefs of Staff decided to undo Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and the president didn't block it.
Yeah.
That's how that works. So, I don't understand... This is the other thing. You know, there's no positive news because a lot of positive news would be like, oh, look what the good work that the church is doing. And the good work that the church is doing is going to soldiers' funerals and saying God hates fags and that's why soldiers are dying, and blocking people who love each other, who've been a couple in, you know, Wyoming that had been together for 45 years, that had their wedding picketed and blocked because they're gay and they could finally get married, and now you're gonna fucking shit on their wedding day? Come on.
There was, again, like we talked about in our parents' lifetime.
Yeah.
There was a time in our parents' lifetime where a Catholic boy with inspirations of being president was laughed at.
Yep.
Because, like, oh, why would we elect a Catholic as president?
He'd have to do what the Pope told him to do.
Yeah, like... We're not gonna listen to that shit.
Right.
And then John F. Kennedy was elected and everything was fine.
Yep.
The world didn't burn down.
Yep.
I mean, he got shot, but that was kind of neither here nor there.
That's because he tried to end the Federal Reserve. But
yeah.
Anyway. Sorry, my conspiracy hat. Go ahead. I'm gonna take that off. Put that back in the box.
Take it back out for a second. Let's get into the second shooters. And magic bullets.
Yeah, there's only two presidents who tried to end the Federal Reserve System. Lincoln and Kennedy. What else do they have in common?
Well, Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy, and Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
They were elected in 1860 and 1960.
True. 1 week before he died, Lincoln was in Monroe, Maryland. And 1 week before he died, Kennedy was in Maryland, Monroe.
Good stuff.
Anyway,
one shooter shot in the theater and went to a warehouse, and the other one went to a warehouse and went to a theater.
Shot from warehouse and theater, yes.
Yeah.
Both were known by all three names. Both had 15
But I think
letters.
that's just the serial killer thing in general.
killers who are well known are known by their 3 names.
John Wayne Gacy.
I was trying to think of the cannibal. The cannibals don't know by his 3 names too. You know who I'm talking about? Serial killer who ate people. Shit.
I know what you're talking about. I can't.
Does not matter.
Yeah.
Totally way off topic. Point of it is...
let's get back to gay marriage.
Yeah. The point of it is that
let's go from John Wayne Gacy to gay marriage. Welcome to the Anthem podcast.
But the point I was going back to from before is that we look for good things, but the good things are so short lasting, and the bad things last so long. Like this thing with this clerk has been going on since the Supreme Court decision in May.
Yeah.
And in May, she said, fuck you, I'm not doing it. And in June, she said, fuck you, I'm not doing it. And at what point do you say, this is not about Christianity anymore, this is about you? This is about you wanting attention, or you lording over people because you think you're better than them.
Right.
And if we could just stop. Just fucking stop. No one is better than anyone else. Yeah,
except for me and you and everybody else.
Well, I think that if we use things that aren't based on... the shooter in Virginia was about race, that he felt like he was discriminated against based on race, and that the girl had kind of made some comments about him based on race and whatever. That was the motivation.
See,
and
but
the Dylan Roof race
I sort of
war.
get the sense, at least from, because I don't know anything, but just from the outskirts of like stories about this guy and stuff like that. I imagine that he was probably one of those people who read way more into things than was real, you know? Like she might have been passing him in the hall and she's just like, hey, what's up, brother? Just like, you ain't my brother. Brother. She called me brother.
Well, you know that he filed like dozens of complaints against people. But here's what I'm going to say too. He was a newsman, and if he knew that he wanted the story to resonate with people and become a national news story, what would be the number one way to do that?
Do it live on the air?
Well, that would be helpful. And then maybe put some stuff on Facebook about how he was joining the race war.
Right.
Even if it had nothing to do with race at all, but he just didn't like that girl.
Yeah.
And he didn't like the station, and he wanted to send them a message. A good way to make sure it made the national news would be to say, Dylan Roof, race war, pop, pop, shoot the white girl.
Yeah, or anything he said in the fax that was sent out.
Right. Yeah.
The guy who did the Virginia Tech shooting was my boy. He got twice the number of kills as the guys out in Colorado or whatever.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think that there's some part of this where life is going to start imitating, not really art, but it's just going to be like a self-fulfilling prophecy. We build these people up, and it's just going to make it worse. But
can we, we need to start just categorizing people by how fucking stupid and dumb they are.
Yeah, can we just start wearing some a system of colors and numbers? Maybe I'll get like a red 1, and that means that I'm awesome and I'm smart and
I have all the rights,
everything, all the rights.
Yeah.
And then when I see like a purple 7, I just be like, And when you're online, you have to have the representative number. So when you're just like...
you have like a band on your Facebook profile,
right.
He's an A1.
So when you start typing stuff, and I'm like, I see the purple 7, I'm like, oh shit, okay, fuck
don't
this
even
guy.
have to worry.
Fuck this guy, I don't even respond. But when we're walking in public, and I see you, and I see that like you're about to engage with me, I could see the armband, and I'm just like, oh fuck, here we go.
I can just cut this short.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I gotta catch a train.
And I know whatever you're about to tell me is going to be something off of Fox News, and I really am not interested. Really not interested in that. But some kind of system to help us alleviate this problem.
And I don't think what I'm saying is necessarily unfair.
Well,
because
kind of is, but
I mean, yeah, but
it's unfair to them.
But I mean, like, literally, everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice right now, just take a quiet moment of reflection. We'll give you a second. Think about the 5 stupidest people that you know.
Only 5.
Yeah, just 5. Like, the top 5 most stupid people you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got the list?
Yeah.
All right, how many of those people do you want being father or parents?
They're all already parents.
How many, if you had the choice of whether or not they could be parents?
0 of them.
How many of them do you want to own guns?
0 of them.
How many of them do you want to be able to be in charge of, like, shipping chemical waste?
0 of them.
How many of them do you want to have any kind of, like, meaningful job?
Meaningful, like shoveling coal into a power plant so that my lights stay on.
Well, no, but I mean, like, meaningful, like
shining the button that pushes to nuclear war starts.
Yeah.
No, nothing like that.
Or being like a police officer, or like.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
They could be part of the front lines of some war that doesn't need to happen.
Fair enough. I would say let's just not have the war.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
because what we do is
we can't help ourselves.
We take them out of the highest offices and out of Congress, then we will stop having those wars too.
But then at the same time, like we can,
get a couple of my A1s from day one up into Congress, and then we stop having those wars.
You don't have if you. Oh, that would be great. You can't be elected to public office unless you're a B or above.
Oh, see, but now we're sneaking into some dystopian future shit here. This sounds a lot like Brave New World.
We could get Andy Harris and Dutch Ruppersberger out tomorrow.
Sounds a little bit like Brave New World, though.
You get Stephanie Rawlings Blake out of the mayor's office and back on her couch watching The Voice by Tuesday. Is The Voice on right now?
No, I don't think so.
She's probably got it saved.
just a DVR full of The Voice.
She just watches old episodes.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me Rawlings Blake this a little bit.
Okay, here we. Oh no, she changed her hairstyle now. You can't do it.
I can still do the face though.
Okay.
So here we go. I put the hair like a little bit, just like windswept in front of my face.
Mm-hmm. Catch me on my Twitter feed.
Catch me on my Twitter feed, y'all. I think most of the problem with the crime is the criminals. Thank you. Bye. I got shit to do.
The voice is on.
The voice is on. Listen, people. That's enough mayoring for the day. I gotta go catch my stories.
I'm going out to the county to my gated community. Thank you.
Listen, I'm taking tomorrow off. Going up on a Tuesday.
Jesus Christ.
In the club, I'm a mayor who's choosing. All right. Well, I think we've done good here today.
Today of all days, I think that we've done something, but I don't think that it's good.
All right. Well, you can catch more O The Anthem at otheanthem.com, Cory at otheanthem.com, O The Anthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, and the listener line 443-219-7595.
What's the number again?
443-219-7595.
That was nice and slow for our stupid listeners. All right, and you can
for
find
the
me
F5s
for the purple sevens. You can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you check out robertncheek.com for all my books, where you can find some intelligent writing. And for the foundingthefuture.us at deadrop.com and all the other websites, you can find all the links there at robertncheek.com.
Buy Rob's books.
Yep. Make sure you check out the new podcast. Not so new because it's a week old now, but Dirty Shore Underground. You can find them at dirtyshoreunderground.com. Dirty Shore UG on Facebook and Twitter. They're going to be doing another Fear the Walking Dead review this week, and another new episode on Thursday. So
yeah, we got it's on iTunes, so check Dirty Shore Underground for subscribing to them on iTunes.
Yep. And
hope everyone enjoyed the bonus episode.
Everything's moving forward with that, and more big stuff coming this fall.
Oh man, I wish I could tell you all about the wonderfulness.
So much exciting stuff coming. But check out for this.
It's all super secret,
and we can't drop it all at once. Like that's the problem. We got to titillate you just a little bit.
Well, here, let's turn down the microphones real quick, and we'll talk about some of these things. What did we just say?
And the faces are blocked by the pop filters, so you can't even see anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so make sure you check out dirtyshoreunderground.com, and why not check out otheanthem.com too while you're online?
Might as well subscribe to both.
Sure, why not?
2-for-1 discount.
Exactly right. So anyway, as always, you've been listening to the O The Anthem podcast, part of the O The Anthem digital network. For Cory, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.
What do you mean I'm an F7? He sunk my battleship, god damn it.
So there you have it, episode 73 of the O The Anthem podcast. Before you go, make sure you check out last week's full episode and our episode from earlier this year, because if you're confused like that Kentucky clerk, Supreme Court made gay marriage perfectly legal earlier this year. Like and subscribe, because this and every week, our new episodes going up on a Tuesday. Have a great week, everybody.